Welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast with your host, Andy Torres. All right, guys, welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 72. I have a regular on my show right here, one of the best guys here in San Antonio, not just best golf guys. I have Ray Garza on from On Par Golf. How you doing, Ray?
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Andy.
Oh, man, dude, always love having you on, man. You got a lot of big things going on. It seems like you got a full plate always on your schedule.
I definitely do. And it's all, stuff that was put on myself by myself. What we're doing here down at Mission De Lago with the growth and the facility we've created here at On Par Golf, and then now with what we're getting put together with Rock and G Grill and that kitchen side and the renovation project that we'll talk about a little bit. It's just always got something to do. Our Cedar Creek location is also keeping us on our toes. Got some big plans there as well that we'll get to talk about. But never a dull moment. And anyone that comes across me knows I usually don't have a whole lot of time because I got to keep moving because there's just always something to do.
Well, man, I want to thank you, dude, because you've always put some great stuff out there. You're doing some great stuff. The instruction in the instruction game, you have a great event coming up that we're going to talk about here for junior golf. And man, you're always just putting good stuff out there, dude. I guess, is it just, I know we've talked several times. Is this something like you feel that the city needs, or not just necessarily because you're no longer just on the South now?
No. I think disc golf in general, it just needs this platform. I think we, from day one, the first time we ever had our first conversation, I think we talked about how important it was to, number one, make golf accessible to everyone, break some barriers, and just feel like anyone who wants to participate in golf can do that. I think that's always been a big, part of the pillar of our mission at On Par Golf. So, I just don't, feel like it's just one little thing. I think it's just a lot of great little things that you put those all together. It showcases what we're trying to bring to San Antonio, the South Side, all of San Antonio golf community.
Well, before we get moving on here, I just want to play a little video for those people that aren't familiar with On Par Golf, or those that want a little bit more information.
The On Par Golf Academy at Mission Del Lago was designed and developed to offer not only the highest quality golf instruction in San Antonio, but so much more. With its experienced staff and its TrackMan indoor and outdoor training facility, On Par Golf has the capability to meet all your golf improvement needs. From its junior golf programming to its entertainment and hosting services, OPG has got you covered. So if you're ready to take your golf game to the next level, come see us at On Par Golf.
Now, why don't you tell everybody just some of the services and some of the things that y'all can provide, not only at Mission De Lago, but also now at Cedar Creek?
Yeah. I mean, our bread and butter has always been our private instruction. That's something that we take a lot of pride in. So every facet from, short game, putting, full swing, course management, anything and everything instructional wise, every age group, every gender, like we just focus on trying to make a very approachable company that, you get some instructions sometimes where you maybe feel like it's a little stuffy or it's not as inviting. I think our goal is always to feel like we're good people first, and you enjoy the time with us, and getting better at golf is just a byproduct of that relationship we're building. I think a big thing too is just my devotion to junior golf and finding ways to make sure there's affordable platforms for every kid that wants to participate, that can participate in some form or fashion of golf in their lives.
And I truly feel that, and I know you've done a lot. I know you have a vesting in, I know you have a big investment in it with your daughter now, and so not only is it more like it's real personal to you, and it's real something that it's close to your heart, and but I know it's something before your daughter got like started to get huge into it, and now she's getting like really good. So would you say it's some of the genes that from Big Ray down that's being passed along,
Yeah.
or what?
Well, it all comes from my dad and him starting golf and getting me involved at a young age. Yeah, I mean, I've always said, without him ever picking up a golf club, I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Like golf's had such a huge impact in where my career and my life has led me. So yeah, 100%. I think it's a little bit of some genes in the family bloodline, but what's funny about my daughter is that she's getting a little older. She's not listening to me as much. She
Oh,
typical girl,
dang.
not girl, but just kid in general, right? Not listening to their parents as much, and everybody else knows a little more than I do. So I always toy with it, like, well, I'll get one of my other instructors to coach and teach you if you're not going to listen to me. I threaten her, but I've never pushed her, any more than she's interested in doing it herself right now. I think if she buys into it and motivates herself, that's the best way to go. It's not going to be because I want her to, be a professional golfer one day. I just want her to be, a great young lady as she grows up into, fine woman and knows right from wrong. And, that's priority. And golf is just a game.
No, and I think you do that, and I think that's one thing that I've spoken with several people that have worked with you, and not just necessarily you, but anybody from your organization and from your staff. And I know it's always a trickle down effect. I know I saw somebody the other day on San Antonio Golfers post something about one of your instructors, and I'm just like, yeah, great guy. I mean, this is one of the race guys, you know what I mean? And so again, you got the TrackMan, you got top-notch facilities. Not only do you have great people, but you also got the great technology. Why don't you tell everybody just about some of that technology that I don't think, it's not something that you can just get just for, getting online or getting off the internet or buying a Rapsodo or a Sky Caddy or something. I mean, you got the toppest, technology out there.
Yeah, no, and that was something from the beginning. As I've always said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And I did my homework and felt like that unit was going to be, the best option for us. And I don't regret it a bit. Again, it's the most expensive option on the market, but it's worth every penny to us. And just the facility, I think, if you think back to our original facility, I've had a conversation about this with a couple of people recently, from thinking back to when we started this thing in a corner of a gym that a friend owned, with a TrackMan and just some social media. That's all we did is just, started from basically nothing to what we have now. I think that says a lot about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And of course that technology, it carries a lot of I think potential for everyone to see, all kinds of things from the data, the video, even the virtual piece of it with our indoor operation. Like people, we can do a course management lesson inside. We don't necessarily have to go to this outside, like it's 100 degrees outside. It'd be probably even hotter the next day. So it just makes work so much easier for both us as instructors. We don't get beat up in the sun all day, as well as our clients are fresher. They're getting more out of every session. And I don't use the indoor piece as a crutch. I think everybody plays golf outside. So, playing on green grass is 100% the way to go. But, when we can use our classroom, if, you want to call it that, and, we break down film and then we move, out to green grass and really implement some of the things, maybe we're covering that day or we're prioritizing in the session. I think it's so easy to just walk out our front door and go from, this nice, comfortable air condition to maybe spending, a little less time out in that heat, beating ourselves up. So it's just a win-win. I think everybody here truly appreciates that. And there's still a lot of people out there that don't know that this opportunity is here, that's inside. So we're trying to continue to spread that word. In the pipeline is some good stuff at Cedar Creek. with some similar ideas. So we may have something in the pipeline there. So that'd be even bigger opportunity for our growth and our reach, and to kind of give us the same opportunity at both facilities.
Well, I think that's great now that you're a Cedar, because I mean, they have the practice facilities there. They have all the facilities. They got, the range has been, redone, I guess, like a year or two ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we first moved over there, it was right after it reopened.
Yeah, and and so you got the short game area, you got the sand, you got the beautiful range. I mean, you have all the works there, and you got my man Mike Ray out there,
Yep.
who's just like a swing technician. I mean, this guy is a nut. Like it's so annoying. I hate talking to him, and I hate discussing swing stuff with him, because he's so technical, but he knows his stuff so hardcore. And one of my buddies, Esteban, he came off like a win. We had one of our 4-bro events, and he won a 2-day event, and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, those Mike Ray tips that he's got me working on, I guess it's paying dividends. I just paid for all my lessons, with y'all's money." And I'm like, dang, and so like, instruction is sometimes, when golfers, they're a little bit too, especially, being Mexicano, a lot of times we could be too prideful, right? We could be too prideful and like, no, we don't want help. But I think especially what you did for me back in January, when we worked together, you kind of gave me that kickstart. And I'm out here working my drills that you gave me, and really you gave me hope. I left with hope, and now I've turned that hope into like some actual progress. Slowly coming out of the dark, shooting my best. Feeling comfortable over the ball. And for anybody that's not that is scared, I mean, take the plunge, take the try, because I know what you and your people do. You make it real easy to get that instruction.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think, any golfer, even if you're a really good golfer, just getting some perspective, some insight, a second look here and there. The best players in the world have, their private coaches they work with. There's a reason for that. So 100% I agree. There's no reason to feel like embarrassed or like, or have to wait until they're so terrible to come, get a lesson. I get that a lot.
Like me. That's what
I've tried it. I can't get anywhere. And then, what we can maybe get in one session, could be something that's a huge breakthrough for someone. And I've always said this to my clients is I'm not the guy out there trying to sell you, the biggest package in the world. Like, I want you to be able to walk away out of here and number one, have made progress, and number two, have learned something. I think my educational background, being in education, just like you are a teacher, and trying to educate these golfers so that when they come across, these scenarios or this problem again, they don't have to, pay me. If they were listening and paying attention and understanding what we're trying to, work on that day, it's doable on your own, and we don't have to always be the crutch for these golfers. But I still feel like it is good to have that support team and have someone to rely on and, check in with. And so I'm not saying, having, something where you come on a regular basis is a bad thing, but, and the flip side of that is like, we're out here to make everybody better. And we're not the type that needs to stretch out instruction or feel like, we're going to keep stuff from our clients. We want to make sure, from day one, we're as transparent with everything we're teaching, and not holding anything back from anyone, to ensure that, they're getting value in every visit at On Par Golf.
I agree. And, I find it funny because when I'm there at Mission, like people it's like they're scared to like just go in, they're just walk by
in the glass. Yeah.
Yeah. And what it is, you have a very inviting place, super clean, super nice. You can tell you didn't decorate it. So, it looks amazing, right? It looks amazing. And again, it's very inviting, and it makes people want to be there and want to go. And so I know you're doing great things, and I'd love to just get more people out there too, because golf is hot right now. This is a great time to be a golfer, especially in San Antonio with all the beautiful courses we have. And when everybody has any instructions, questions, I always send them your way, because now you reach from the tip of San Antonio all the way to to the Kyle Seal 1604 with Cedar Creek. And so And I love it, and I love the things that y'all are doing, and your staff is always amazing. Well, you have a great event that's coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up a picture of this great event that you have coming up here. You have your On Par Golf Junior Golfer with Parent Caddy Par 3 Stroke Play Tournament. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this event you have going on?
So this is coming up on June 11th, and we're trying to utilize that great Par 3 course at Riverside. I think it's so underused and underutilized. So we came up with a strategy as a staff of how can we create a platform for these youngsters to get out and play more on-course golf versus just going to a clinic or just, hitting balls with a family member on the range, like how they can incorporate, number one, the family coming together to get involved together with golf, but something a little more structured. So our initial tournament of the series was a scramble, which, we sold out on that. That was probably 2 months ago. And then, it went so well. Everybody's like, well, what are you going to do next? And everybody's like, you change the format up. We'll do something other than, a scramble. So we came up with the alternate shot format. We sold that out again. We had a great sponsor that sponsored snow cones after the event. The kids loved it. Parents loved it. So again, after that one, well, what are we doing next? So we went to a stroke play. And we're getting the snow cones back again, too. That was such a hit. So we got that back on the agenda for the day. But the only thing that I think we're falling into now is it's going to hit right as summer is starting with this event. So everybody's chomping at the bit to, make their summer plans and do other things. So I'm hoping to sell out. Either way, we'll figure out what we're going to do. But I think that's one thing that I've noticed in registration is that maybe because of the dates in the summer just kicking off, we may have to push a little harder to get to our number. But I think more than anything, I just wanted to create a little some. This is nothing, huge tour size, or it's just something that we can manage. We can definitely, put together and not have any major hiccups with too many moving parts. And that's what we're doing. So our goal is to have at least some kind of cycle. So we may go back after this stroke play, go to a scramble again, back to an alternate shot, and then back to the stroke play, so that it's kind of consistent. We don't lose, our regulars that want to continue to do this. And I just think it's good for golf. There's other tours and there's other opportunities, but one of the things we get from a ton of our clients and our clinic goers on Saturdays is, where can we go and play golf? Where can we go actually take what we're learning and apply it and have some kind of gauge of if we're making progress or not?
No, this is a great event right here. Always a quality events that you put on. I was super hurt. I guess your last one was on April 30th, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was.
Yeah, it's April 30th. My daughter, I'm coaching her CYO softball team. And I know they had a game that day, and I was so upset because I love, and you always have some quality people that always show up, and that they're great people to be around. All the people that are always involved with your events, they're very inviting. There's none of that stuck up air. Everybody is kind of out there for everybody, and not out for themselves. And so I know you have this great event going on. We got junior golf with Parent Caddy Par 3 stroke play tournament out at Riverside at the Par 3 course. It's only $45 per player. That is like an amazing deal. If anybody that has been involved with like junior golf, any of these events, this is it's amazing what's included. It's golf, the awards, lunch provided by an awesome food and Rocking G Grill. And we're going to get just a little bit more about what you got going on over there at Mission De Lago. That is on Saturday, June 11th. This year, held at Riverside Golf Course, the Par 3 course. And for there's 3 divisions: ages 5 through 8, ages 9 to 11, and ages 12 through 14. And like you stated this earlier when speaking about this event, underutilized. That is a great course there at the Par 3 course at Riverside to sharpen up your game. Not only for junior golfers, but for golfers like myself. for amateur golfers, like if you want to improve your short game, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the sand. You got to go low under some trees. I mean, it's got it all.
Yeah, it's got every shot you can think of in a course that every hole is. Yeah, I think the longest hole is maybe 125 yards, if that. Everything else probably averages about 100 yards. So, and those greens are so tiny too. So you get a lot of work in for sure. So, yeah, I think it's a little gem that gets so underutilized. So, it's 8 minutes from our location here. So why not take advantage of using that course? So for sure, a no-brainer.
And especially right now, as I know, within the trail, that Riverside is one of the courses that is in the better shape. Like the greens, Travis used this the other day on the show that the greens at Riverside are healthy, and I'm like, no, they're hairy, they're not healthy. He goes, well, from a golf course perspective, they're healthy greens, and again, with the summer coming up, you don't want to burn them down and stuff. And so they are, the greens are rolling true, and they're one of the ones that are in better shape. And so it's like, it's not just some goat ranch or something. It's like a great par 3, and so that's a great course to have. And again, Riverside, it's a staple in San Antonio golf. You got you can see the hemisphere, you can see downtown from there. And if Rock and G's serving lunch there, it's a win-win.
It's a bonus. Yeah.
So let's get into Rock and G Grill, what you got going on with the remodel out there at your facility there at Mission De Lago. Because again, I'm kind of ticked off, man, because I'm glad you got the outdoor grill, you got the outdoor trailer going on. Always quality food, great service, quick service. What do you got going on over there with the remodel?
Yeah, so for those that have gotten a chance to see that, the dust flying around here, we had an opportunity to completely renovate interior and exterior of that side of the facility. So from the old brick getting covered up with a uniform color stucco, we'll be adding probably some accents to those exterior walls. They put a new roof on the building, so we won't have any more water damage. What you're seeing there is the new lobby tile. That'll actually run through the pro shop as well. So you'll see that same flooring in the pro shop. That's under construction right now. They put new storefront glass on all but one of the exterior existing glass windows. So, completely different look, a lot cleaner, sharper. Redid the floors. The walls are now slick drywall, where before it was all cinder blocked. It looks really similar to the finish out at San Pedro inside. That's before the build out of the bar. So there's a new bar in there. There's even a new door there in that lobby to go out to another exit. So yeah, that's actually 2-day construction on that. So that should be done in the next day or two. So we'll have a huge new dynamic in that space. There's going to be a whole new feel when you walk into there. And with this expansion too, it gave us a little more room in the kitchen. In a little bit easier way to, set up our kitchen. So that's going to even benefit, the food service tremendously. We'll have a lot more beverage options with a second kegerator in there. So there'll be 12 beers on draft that we'll be serving from that bar you see in the picture. So it's the bathrooms. I don't know if you got that picture too, but completely redone. So those that experienced this place before, to see it now, they wouldn't recognize it. And I think that was one of the goals when, we sat down with Andrew and Kevin and how we turned this place into, a gem of the South Side, instead of, that place, it's always going to be like that. It's just, not that eye appealing. I think you're going to really enjoy the new ambiance and the new look of that place when it's all said and done. We'll have some new decor inside. But yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity that the trail gave me, to oversee and run that and own that part of the segment for the trail. So I just think the sky's the limit. I think I've always been real hesitant with that place, knowing that this was something that was in the pipeline, and I really didn't want to over promote it until I knew this place was going to give that first impression that I wanted it to. So I think that it's going to be a definite head turner when those new clients and customers come in. I think one of the biggest pieces outside of just the golfer's experience is creating a good space for the community. There's so much housing coming up around here. It's just booming. We're way ahead of the game in getting established and having a great watering hole for the community where, we can invite, the neighborhoods in here for events and really utilize the space to its full potential. I think it's never done that. And I'm excited to spearhead that and create some excitement, some buzz on taking advantage of this wonderful space. I think, another thing, the bike trail that's here too, that gets so, not talked about. I mean, there's 13 and a half miles of.
You stole my thunder. That's where I was going to go. What you say?
Hey, let's see your bike.
Oh, man, hey, it's rough, man. Hey, Geronimo took care of it. He needs to take a look at it again, man. My youngest daughter, we're over here at Mission De Lago, and my youngest daughter, all of a sudden, she sees some people kind of get close to her. Well, she puts on the brakes, and man, and I mean, like, I barely, like, I nicked her tire, or like the edge, or the edge of it. And man, it messed up my front wheel, so it's going all wobbly, going stuff back. And I'm like, baby, we limped back home, and before you knew it, I was like, we had already like rode out 7 miles, and so we're coming back.
Oh no,
man, it was a rough. It was we just barely made it.
That's a tough one. Yeah, no, Geronimo is, he's good. He's amazing with those bikes. Yeah, we really want to try and incorporate everything in that we think would be a unique experience for everyone that walks through that corridor into our buildings. I'm excited. I'm super thankful for Alamo City Golf Trail for trusting me to be an ambassador for them to create some positivity down here, and that's what I do. I take a lot of pride in that. It's not, for me, it's not a huge financial gain. I think it's more rewarding, more than anything, to create something and say that it's yours and you own it. And it's a lot of the hard work and everything you put into it to get it to where it's at. But again, like, without the support of Andrew and the trail and the city and the city council that supported us through and through with this, the Villa Grandes, this wouldn't be happening. So I'm just a small piece in it, but there's a lot of supporting cast, and I'm prouder than anything to actually get to do this and see where it was at and where we're going, and be the face for it. So I enjoy every minute of it. I don't take it for granted. It does get a little hectic, but I couldn't sit still anyway. So every day's something new and something fun, and I don't take a single day for granted. And that's always been my mantra is, every day's a blessing, and, tomorrow's not promised. And I just want to take, everything that I can every day. And when I go to bed at night, I know, I gave it my all, and, get up and do it again the next day.
I totally agree with you in that. I feel like I know you have a beautiful family, and I do as well. I like the thing I do, and I know it's just
of course, yeah.
That's nothing is given. You know what I mean? Every day is a blessing. It's truly a gift. And today is my wife's birthday. I don't know how old she really is, because she's looked 27, 28 for a good amount of years, and I'm thankful. I said, let me keep looking and getting older, right? Like, you stay hot, right? Like, stay that hot mama for me, right?
There you go.
And so today is her birthday. Like I said, we have to record this episode because I got an award ceremony. I'm gonna take my wife to dinner. Ray, thanks so much for your time today, man. I know I'm telling you, we spoke, right as you were breaking ground, your new facility, when you were still at your old facility.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of the work you're doing there. Not only for the South Side, now at Cedar Creek over here on the North Side. and you're putting out a great quality product. Everybody has got so many good things to say about you. I'm telling you, this is the third time I've had you on the show. I'm still looking for that one guy that's got something bad to say about you. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them out there.
Yeah.
And
good luck.
And I'm telling you, man, it's just what you've done there at Mission De Lago. It's been a breath of fresh air, because I remember there was nothing there, on the side where On Par Golf is located now. And then, you're always dreading. I said this on the ACGT Tour episode the other night, a while back, about Riverside. I chopped up the bathrooms, how bad it was. And now it's so great to see the remodeling there at Mission, because again, hey, like after being on the course for 4.5 hours, like, man, like you sometimes you just want to sit down, like you want that rest. You don't want to have to walk on eggshells to go to the damn bathroom.
Yeah.
And that's it's great to see, and I love Rockin' G Grill, and I'm glad like you're tearing it up over there. That remodeling looks amazing. The beer is always fresh and it's always cold. And I love, my dad is one of those golf viejos that, hey, they want that draft beer. Like they want that draft beer, and it's always a breath of fresh air to go to a facility, go to a place that has those draft beers, that has a pitcher, and again, you always have great quality people, not only working for you, but working with you. And man, I'm so proud of everything you're doing.
I 100% agree. Thank you so much for, having me on. I always love being on the show. Anytime you need me, you just let me know.
All right. Well, thank you, Ray. Hey, you have a good night, brother.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. I want to thank my man, Ray Garza, On Par Golf, for being on the show. Man, he's doing some great things. And I'm not going to say I feel like I have any I guess, like proof or anything, that not say proof, but any, like, I don't have a play in what he's doing, but I'm proud. I remember there day one when he started doing this stuff, and it's great to see that he's building a monster out there. And again, a reputable name, great quality person. And if I'm a fanboy of what he's doing, I am. Take it as it is, I am, because hey, he did in January. He helped clean up my swing, and I felt like I was lost, and he gave my golf game some hope. And the way he did it, he wasn't firm. It was he just talked to me, and I know that's the relationships he has with people, and he gets the most out of his students. I want to thank my sponsor. I want to thank Blackbird Golf Company. I want to thank DeMonte and Thor for their partnership. They have a great golf company here, local in town, apparel, some sweet gear, and they're all about the inclusion. It seems like I'm just surrounding myself with all these people in the golf game that just want to include, want to break up that stucky air, that conceited air about that golf can really have. And so I really want to thank their partnership. I want to thank my golf league that I normally play in, my four bros, Jeremiah Sierra, who's one of the leaders. I like to think I'm on the board as well. If you don't have a golf home, hit us up. Four Bros Golf. We have a home for you. You never have to golf alone. And thanks again to Blackbird Golf Company. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure if you want, like I said, if you want a great quality golf league, please check out my boys, 4 Bros 2.0 on Facebook for a golf schedule, any events. My buddy Jeremiah's got a game going at least 4 days out of the week. All right, never golf alone again. Thanks for supporting the show. Remember, in the game of life,